You should be really proud of yourself. I just read that post and I thought, fuck yeah, I've been through some stuff, as imagine all of you have, and I was a different woman. You may have seen my journey over time, and I was wondering for a little while where that passionate, energetic Claire had gone, or version of me, a few years back, and I thought, I don't even know if she's coming back. I don't know if I can tap into that again. For the first time, like yesterday and today, I don't know what's going on, but I am enjoying whatever is coming through, is to really be like, oh my God, the things that you've overcome is just amazing. And all the people that were naysaying, and all the horror, the bitches and the judgmental people, and thanks for being that way, because you've made me strong. And half the time I'm just in my own little world anyway, so I probably wouldn't have been too aware, and nobody can judge me more than I've judged myself. So I'm just grateful, all the choices that old version of me made, doing the best I could at the time. But at the time, I know some of them choices I was really judged for that, and of course, like, I didn't know why I was making the decisions. I didn't know why I was staying in the relationship. I didn't know why I was creating this chaos. I didn't know why I was making this choice, other than, I thought I was in love, and I thought that, well, it was an addiction. It was a pattern. It was an indented pattern that was, I am not worthy of more than this. And so I settled, and I suffered, and I struggled, and I fucking hated myself. I hated them. And it was a real dark cycle that took me many years to get out of. But there is a silver lining. There is the light at the end of the tunnel. It's not going through struggle and pain and suffering to that degree, which some people might just go, you make really bad choices. It's not about simply bad choices. It is about all behaviour has a positive intention. So there would have been a positive intention behind my behaviours, my actions, my choices at that time. And that probably would have been to be loved, to be seen, to be appreciated, to be valued. And it's not until you start to do this work, and the work, when I say work, it's empowering you to believe in yourself, that there is more, that there is better, that there is a life that is healthy and loving and kind and supportive. And you wouldn't think that you have to teach kindness. You'd believe that it's just a given. However, I stopped at a crossing yesterday, and this guy was with his wife and child, assuming it's his wife, and I stopped, and he was like really appreciative, and I felt really good because he appreciated it so much. And I was like, yeah, to be that kind, to be that grateful, you have to have dealt with your shit. Otherwise you walk around with a bit of a sullen, dark cloud around you. And some days I struggle to find gratitude because I'm in the darkness. And then there's other days where I can, and I recognise that. And then there's other days where I'm just like, oh my God, the simplest things, a deer jumping out at me, a rabbit, the birds the other day in the sky, nature in its element is electrifying to me, and like my slice of gratitude and appreciation of just life. But I'm not always there. It's a practice. So we have to practice kindness. It's not just a given. And I think there was another lady, I'll tell you another story. Lexi, I just think I got some money out the bank to buy some honey. And Lexi had seen this dog, and I hadn't seen the dog. And I think the dog growled at her, so she growled back, and this woman shouted, "Stupid!" I was like, who? because it's so not on my radar to call someone that, and I was like, who is she talking to? You know, it was clearly an accident. I didn't see their dog, and I wasn't sure if she was calling her friend's dog stupid because it does it all the time or whatever. But you know, for me there was no real reason, and not really to that extreme, to do that. And I can observe that she just she hasn't got the resources to go, oh yeah, God, it's a nightmare, isn't it, sometimes having dogs, and they've got their own little personalities and they have a little bark with each other. But she didn't have it. She couldn't access that calmness or kindness in that moment. And that's when it got me thinking that we have to choose to access it. We have to choose to we have to want to do that. We have to want to be that. And that's one thing that's always bugged me through being, you know, bullied, as we all have, I imagine, at some point in our lives. Like, you think it's just simple to be nice and kind to other people. But no, it is not people's initial, and we can check in with ourselves. It's not ours either. So we have to like practice. And this is how we're going to empower one another, have empathy with one another, have compassion with one another, when we can tap into those resources within us. And this is the work, this is the practice, this is understanding why it's a struggle for you to access them, why you're struggling to be kind to yourself, compassionate to yourself, first of all, which, you know, if you're properly checked in, you might not be. If we cannot easily do it to others, pretty guarantee that it is a struggle to do to yourself in the first instance. And that all starts with creating that space in order for you to reflect and do that. So, but be proud of yourself for where you got to, because I am. So I thought I'd share this energy and this appreciation and, yeah, excitement, because it's possible. Anything is possible, and you can get through anything. You can overcome any pattern. If we create a pattern, we can uncreate a pattern. I don't know if that's a word, but if we create a pattern, we can change a pattern. And a pattern is anything that we do over and over again. And sometimes it becomes so familiar that we keep doing it out of comfort. And it's not until you tap into that, or it becomes so painful that you think, oh my God, I need to change that habit. Is that impacting on my life? That's when you choose to change. So if you're there, if you're ready to make those changes or do something different in the next era of your life, then this little message might just be for you. And I would be honoured to guide you there. And in a minute, I'm feeling, you know, I've worked one-to-one for a while. I'm feeling into community in some way. But I have some additional needs, shall we say. And I need to think about what it requires to create that. So bear with me. But if you're open to community and you're thinking, yeah, I'd love an online space with other women, then let me know. I'd be curious to know. And if you're thinking, no, I just love one-to-one and I love the get into the grit. I don't know if that's a good word. I don't know. Yeah, get into the grit of it. Get into the root. So you can create your freedom within your mind, so that you're no longer a prisoner from your patterns. And what I would love to do and plan, I was thinking, when can I do one? A retreat. If you're like, no, I want to switch off and get away and be with other women in a small setting, but a retreat. I'm thinking maybe half term, like October half term. Yeah, I think the summer might be too soon. I don't know, nothing's too soon, is it? Anything's possible. But if you're interested in a retreat, or like, oh, tell me when it is, then let me know. Lexi's looking for squirrels. Lexita! And I will keep you informed. Or better still, just sign up to my newsletter. And I can share what comes through. And who's been in touch. And what people want. Because I don't know what you want. I don't want to mind read. I want to actually give you what you want. And give you the results you want and change you want. And I would love, my wish for you would be that in my presence, that you know yourself. Like you truly live your authentic self and you believe in yourself. That would be my wish. And this isn't just the mind stuff, people. This is memories that live in our body, and the power of breath work and hypnotherapy and all the other energy healing that we can do to help you become into balance in your mind, body and soul. So yeah, let me know if this resonates. Sending you much love.